DNVR Broncos live, coming to you from the DNVR Bar on the corner of Colfax and York here in beautiful downtown Denver, Colorado. How you doing, boys?
Doing fantastic. Just bouncing back from last night, and just like the Nuggets are going to bounce back.
Yep.
I am not really bouncing back. I was telling Zach.
Yeah, you're not.
I was in Montana for like 3 days. Like, I ate Cheetos and like Funyuns. And like
Of course,
one day the only
classic
protein,
Montana fare.
yeah, I had like a deviled egg, and I was like, "Oh, this is good for me." But then I went to the game last night, and so I mixed in some alcohol and a quesadilla, and now all of a sudden, I don't know, I got to hit the gym.
You did get a new version of the shirt that you lost, though.
Yeah,
Is it the same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the same guy. I told him too. I was like, "Yeah," and I didn't get it out of the arena with me last time, so here's another $25. He was surprised I was walking up with $25 in my hand, and just like, "Can I get the larger?" And he was like, "Yeah, $25," because I knew, and so I had to explain it. But yeah, I got this one home with me, and I still like it. I don't know if I like it $50 much, but
Did you wear it in the arena?
sunk cost
Wore it to
fallacy.
sleep? Wore it this morning just so that you're not going to lose it?
no, actually, for the first half of the game, I left it under Lexi's seat actually.
Oh, jeez.
And she was like, "You're not going to remember." And so then I picked it up and I remembered.
There you
Nice,
go. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Love
so
it.
it was a big night.
Love it. Heat aren't shooting 49% from three again, so we're good.
Yeah. They aren't. It's fine. There was just like 6 different things that like if it just went a little bit better, the Nuggets would have been just fine. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
just if they just missed one more shot, goes to overtime. The Nuggets
Or
just made one more
they just
shot.
Call Jimmy Butler stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, they call that. Or there's like the 3 times it just bounced off the guy or Jokic knocked out. Like,
The clear goaltending.
The officiating
Exactly, the
was pretty
goaltending.
fair on both sides, though. Like
You're
there
the
were,
worst. I don't want to talk to you right now.
yeah.
You're the worst. It was
I mean,
not.
there were missed calls on both sides.
There was not a missed goaltending, which is worth 2 points.
Right, yeah.
And on the other side, he steps out of bounds, which is worth 3 points because they hit the 3 right after.
There's not like equals. You're right. There's not exact equal plays, but the officiating was fine last night in terms of it was balanced. I should say.
Officiating cost the Nuggets the game.
I think
But
like
also, they could have played better and overcome.
exactly. That's one of like the 6
They took
things that could
5
have changed
possessions away from them.
It's
5.
pretty crazy.
They
But
lost by 3.
And if the refs were just
it's
like
the
a little
worst.
bit better, then there's one more way. Then it's just like, yeah, 3 more points gets to overtime. Like there's just so many of those.
Yeah.
They're fine.
But like I said, they won't shoot 49%. So, even if the refs are terrible again, it shouldn't matter.
It would help to guard them just a little bit more out there.
I'm
But
not worried about the Nuggets.
No.
The Heat it baffles me when they win games, and they just continue to do it. I mean, it's like the most impressive, mind-boggling team that I've ever seen, and a reason why they're the 8th seed making it so far is just somehow they're not the most talented team. In fact, they've been the least talented team in every single series they've played, and somehow when they win games, it's just like, is that really going to happen 3 more times in this series? And I don't think so. I'm not worried about it, but the odds are crazy. Entering last night's game, the Nuggets were minus 800 to win the series. Now they're minus 275. Just a massive drop off. Nuggets still heavy favorites, but I mean, the odds more than cut in half is wild.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a big swing. But yeah, I feel the same way about the Heat. We kind of just like saw why they're here last night.
they're grimy and they hit threes.
Yep.
That's what they do.
And the
Grimy, isn't that like
one of the 3 refs born in Miami,
Oh,
grew up in
okay.
Miami, went to college in Miami?
Stop.
Do you want to
stop,
look it
stop.
up?
No,
Do you think that matters? Should I be reffing the games?
Well, you're not a ref. You haven't
No,
been
you
refing
shouldn't.
for how many years of
different
experience
reasons.
does he have?
So I should be
Different
reffing
reasons.
the
Yeah,
game.
it's
but for
very
very
different
different
reasons.
reasons.
I just, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that they're the refs.
But there's
are
a ref
being-
from Miami in the series.
That this
That's
is like what
insane.
it's blamed on. And then not anything about the Nuggets effort, which Michael Malone absolutely destroyed the team on.
that
That's
matters.
not.
That's another one though where it's like, yeah, again, you wind up with a couple more 50-50 balls. Maybe that's the difference. But also the Heat out effort everybody. Like that's what they do.
yeah.
Like, and it's easy to say, well, just run a little bit harder, but that's not necessarily like how it works. And so like when you lose the effort battle, yeah, it sucks. But also there's times we use the rebounding battle because the other team's just better at rebounding.
Well, the
you know?
Nuggets won the rebounding battle last night.
They did by a lot.
I actually didn't think the effort when I was watching the game. I I wasn't like mortified at how bad the Nuggets
I didn't
ever
think-
was. I didn't notice that really at all.
I thought there was just some miscommunications on the
Exactly.
defensive end, which wasn't really effort based.
Yeah, that
like,
is different.
MPJ would just get lost. He had a weird game, just like not there mentally.
We had a terrible game.
Yeah.
KCP had a terrible game, offense and defensively.
Yep. And then there was that ref, born and raised in Miami.
We got to move on. This
Um,
is disgusting.
That seems problematic. That seems. Is that not problematic to you?
I still just
No, I
never
don't think
ever
so.
want to talk about a ref.
I don't. That's
That's
where I'm
just
at.
where I'm at. Yeah.
Zach is actually pro ref. Like he wants to always be on their side.
No, I don't want to blame losses on refs, especially when I did not think that was a unbalanced officiating game last night.
The one
what were
that
the
gets-
fouls? I honestly don't know.
It's-
What were the free throws?
It's the three
the
that. Oh, I don't
four.
know that. It's the three that Jokic. They called off Jokic that were not off Jokic. Those are the big ones. And then the goaltend.
And the stepping out of bounds,
Yeah.
passing to a 3.
Yeah, but those are the ones that I look at, and that's the difference.
That's 5 possessions.
Yeah. But again, like that's
but
just
what
a
about
thing
on
that
the other
happens.
side? What about on the other side?
What about it?
What calls did the Heat not get? And
I didn't see any.
see, you're just looking
Oh,
from
they
a
even
Nuggets
had that-
perspective, and if you want to be like,
Well, I'm just looking at the fact that there was a ref born and raised in Miami. Went
well.
to college
I'm
in
not
Miami.
worried
Spent his
about
whole
that.
life in Miami.
I don't care about that part.
I don't think so. I think I don't know the ref at all, but you would think if you get to a certain point and you're good enough that you shouldn't be like not allowed to ref a game because of that.
Yeah.
You 100% should not be able to. It's the same thing as like if you're on jury duty and you have a conflict of interest, they take you off.
But this ref, if he's been reffing for 40 years, he shouldn't have a conflict of interest.
Well, we also just found out that the NBA is investigating a ref who's a Celtics fan.
Well, investigating him because he has a burner Twitter account defending refs.
Right.
Not because they think
And
he
also
fixed the
because he
game.
made a face.
No, that's
during the
not
game.
why they're investigating him.
But that's also not him.
Probably part of it.
no,
that's
it's not.
also
They
not
said
the
what
same
it was.
ref.
That is not why they're investigating him.
They obviously. What do you mean that's not part of it? The investigation happened right after that video came
But
out.
just because someone else may be being investigated doesn't mean that this other guy, a totally different person, is also not connected to that guy at all. Is also
happened to
being
have 5 bad calls in the game. In like a 5-minute period.
yeah. I'm with Henry.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that part.
Seems problematic.
If the refs were, if reffing was perfect, I think that probably would have meant you at least get the game to overtime. But again, that's just one of the many things. You had an 8-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Like there's
You know what the
so
Nuggets,
many different things that
you
could
know
have
what the
gone a
Nuggets
little bit
were
better.
entering odds wise were entering the fourth quarter money line
What?
minus 900.
I believe it.
Up 8 at home
Yep.
when they're an 8-point favorite in the game and they're already eclipsing that going into the fourth quarter. And by midway in the fourth, they were down double digits already.
Yep.
They blew it in that time.
Were they up 8 at the end of the third?
I believe
They
so.
were.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Minus 900
That's
makes
why-
sense.
Yeah.
They hadn't lost a game at home since the Rockies started playing baseball.
I was wondering
That
how
was a good
far it
tweet. I can't
extended.
remember who
so
tweeted that.
sometime in
With
March is their
Jokic
last.
playing. With Jokic playing.
Oh, with Jokic playing, is that what it was? That could be.
Oh, because down the stretch when they
Yeah.
let their foot off the gas.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyways,
Anyways,
I'm not worried about the Nuggets.
just hope that guy doesn't ref any more games in this
Oh
series.
my God! Wouldn't it be the
I
same
agree.
crew?
He was
or no?
bad.
Is it not
No,
the
it
same
changes
crew?
every game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Bring on
Russell
Scott
Wilson.
Foster.
Where does he rank?
Well, I don't know. Is this this might take a conversation similar to the Nuggets. I mean,
This is
you,
good.
you may be saying just terrible, and I might be like, whoa, what are you talking about?
This is going to be depressing.
Well, I do think there's a distinction. Is it because I think the headline is, will Russell be a top 16 quarterback this season? Or so are we ranking it? How do we think the rankings shake out this season? Or where do they stand right now?
Yeah.
Because that is different.
So let's first look. Let's start off by looking at what a national company thinks of Russell Wilson, where he ranks, because going into this conversation, I would have said that people in Denver are probably a little more optimistic of Russell Wilson than.
don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I think people in Denver are more optimistic because I think people in Denver are saying the Sean Payton bump and what that can do.
I think that's like a reason to not completely be out.
I think people in Denver are more optimistic. Do you?
I would go the other way.
Really?
I think people
Okay.
in Denver are pretty anti-Russ right now. I think
Okay.
everybody else has like the broad view. Oh, we watched him for 10 years in Seattle. We watched him 1 year. He'll be fine.
But remember, national people were more down on Russ last year before the season started. They were more down on his season, his last season with Seattle than we were here. Because remember, the conversation was 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and everyone was saying, well, Russ is coming off a down season. Does this mean the decline has started? And we're saying 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. What are you talking about? If that's the decline, give us the decline. We didn't know that the decline was going to be him falling off a cliff after that. So I think that, and that's the reason I'd make the argument. National people are saying he's now 2 down seasons. But PFF, it's not really a person. It's more so they go by numbers, and some people agree with them. Some people don't. Have you guys seen where Russ ranks here?
No.
Nope.
I stayed away.
So where's your guess? Where do you think PFF is putting Russ?
I'd guess right middle of the pack. It's just so weird because you have to think through all the quarterbacks.
I would say 22.
And so where this is the headline is all 32 starters ranking the quarterbacks ahead of the 2023 NFL season. So kind of like power rankings going into the season.
Yep.
And you would say what?
22.
And you
I'd say
said
that's
middle?
too low. Yeah. I would say he's top 20. I'm confident top 20.
Say a number.
Thank you.
17.
17. Interesting. Let's see where he is. Patrick Mahomes, 1.
We have it up on the screen.
Josh Allen, 2. Joe Burrow, 3. And we're going to build our own power rankings, so we don't need to discuss these guys because we're going to discuss them later.
Okay.
Justin Herbert, Ryan's guy, 4. Aaron Rodgers,
LMAO.
5. Lamar Jackson, 6. Jalen Hurts, 7. Trevor Lawrence, 8. Kirk Cousins, 9. Okay, so he's not in the top 10. No shocker.
Yeah.
Stop me if you think he should maybe start being in the conversation at some point when we go through these guys. Kirk Cousins, 9. Dak Prescott, 10. Tua Tagovailoa, 11.
Wait, based on last year?
No, based on entering this year.
So who you'd want for this year?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You starting to think about it?
Just for a second. Like
Okay.
you hear Dak and it's like, no, you're not taking Dak. It's like, well, you kind of have to take Dak.
Okay.
I'm taking Dak.
Yeah.
100 out of 100.
Okay, Tua Tagovailoa.
Yep.
Matthew Stafford.
I don't know with the injury.
Deshaun Watson coming in at number
Okay, well,
13.
that's a joke.
Okay. So maybe one disagreement, but you might not be like throwing Russ in the conversation right
Yep.
now. Derek Carr, 14. Geno Smith,
Oh, God.
15. Jared Goff, 16. Almost feels like we've kind of fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, I mean...
Daniel Jones,
Okay.
17.
Daniel Jones kind of got screwed, but this is probably where you have to start having the conversation.
Okay, so you start having the conversation.
I mean, I would have started like Stafford. There would be
That's
conversations.
a weird.
up
That's just
there.
a bad
Derek
ranking,
Carr?
in my opinion.
Derek Carr, I'd have that conversation.
Okay.
I think I'd probably still go Carr, but it's close.
So I feel like you are literally like 4 or 5 spots ahead of Ryan with
Yeah.
where you view Russ, and that's why you're having the conversation.
Makes sense.
4 or 5 spots higher. So then is not placing, not ranking yourself right now, but is this where Russ wouldn't just be having the conversation? He would be right here. I mean, this is a
16,
17,
17.
16, 17.
I'm curious
is where
what
you
the other
kinda put
names
it.
are.
Okay. So, and
Let's
Ryan,
keep
this
going.
is when you're having the conversation.
Yeah.
So 17, Daniel Jones. 18, Justin Fields. 19, Ryan Tannehill. And 20,
right in
Russell
between where we said.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Right in between where you guys had him. I mean, perfect.
was
You
actually
said
closer.
22. Henry said 17. Ryan, you were closer. I guessed
were
20.
closer.
I was spot on.
Oh, yeah.
But Russell Wilson, number 20. And then let's just continue to go. Let's see who's right behind him. Mac Jones, 21. Number 22, Kenny Pickett. Number 23, Brock Purdy. Then Jimmy Garoppolo, Bryce Young, Jordan Love, Sam Howell, Baker Mayfield, Colt McCoy as the Cardinals starting quarterback, CJ Stroud, Desmond Ridder, 31, and finally, number 32, Anthony Richardson.
Damn.
So, I mean, really the only guys behind Russell Wilson are young guys. And honestly, Mac Jones is the only... No, okay. Mac Jones, Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield, and Colt McCoy are the only first or second year guys behind Russell Wilson. The others... And that's fair to put Russ and those other guys ahead of the rookies because they just haven't done anything. But it's not crazy to say, a year from now, if these rookies play up to the first overall pick in Bryce Young, the second overall pick in C.J. Stroud, that they could easily be over.
So
Russ.
how many veterans are behind Russ?
You have Colt McCoy.
Yep.
You have Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
You have, I'm not going to put Jordan Love in there because he hasn't started. Same with Sam Howell, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Mac Jones. And Mac Jones obviously still young, but like not, he's a third-year guy now. So 4.
Okay.
They're saying Russ is the 5th worst
Veteran starter.
with, 3 or more years.
And I think you can make a case for Jimmy G right now.
You can. Jimmy G is just one of the oddest
Yeah.
quarterbacks to look at because, well, people might say he's great to look at, but
He is great to look at.
to evaluate. And if he keeps winning, if he wins with the Raiders, then he goes from like, okay, he just knows he just wins with what team he's at to like, okay, this dude actually is like a legit winner. Because it's not the most difficult thing to win with the Patriots in like 4 spot starts. It's not the most difficult thing to win with the 49ers, especially looking just how they won with Brock Purdy as well. But now if you go to the Raiders with Josh McDaniels and you win, that's going to 1, suck, but 2, be like, okay, well, he's legitimately good.
Yep. TBD says Russ won a Super Bowl by default. He's top 10.
Oh,
No.
if Russ
That
won a
was
Super
10
Bowl
years ago.
if Russ won a Super Bowl last year, even if he like, yes, I could get behind that, but
And if this is like
So-
who's most deserving of the Hall of Fame,
yeah,
then
right,
sure.
right.
Joe
That's
Flacco,
all it
top
is.
10. Let's go.
Yeah, just instantly. He's probably still playing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Who?
gotta
What
give
team
him
is he
this
on?
35 mil.
Jets.
Is that
was
where
on
he
the
was
Jets
last year?
yeah.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
was leading the NFL in passing through like 4 weeks.
That is
He was.
insane.
Free agent now.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, free agent top 10 quarterback out there for anyone who wants.
35 mil. Gotta give him his 35 mil.
Oh my gosh. Bring him back?
No.
Okay. Okay, so let's have some conversations. In
Yeah.
fact, let's build our power rankings because I think that's where we're going to get into the conversations. But first, I got to tell you about Omaha Steaks. I mean, if we're talking about top 10 quarterbacks, talk about Peyton Manning instantly. And I'm not just talking top 10, but you think of Peyton and you think Omaha, and steaks is where it's at.
There you go.
The Omaha Steaks is fantastic. My box showed up last week. We've had, we don't eat a ton of meat in my house, but when meat shows up at my door, I'm like, hell yeah, we're eating it. So we did some chicken breasts.
Nice.
We put them in the crock pot, put some barbecue sauce.
Oh.
So good.
An interesting way to make
Wow.
barbecue chicken.
Sounds pretty good.
I guess I didn't think of it. What was you shred it? We
Did you
shred
shred
it, so
it?
like
Okay.
it was like
Yeah.
pulled
Shredded.
pulled chicken.
All right, that makes sense.
Shredded chicken. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we didn't just like. I see what you mean. That would have been very, very tender, and I mean the meat was incredible.
Hell yeah.
And Omaha Steaks, not only the meat but the sides. When I think of Omaha Steaks, I of course think of the steaks, but then I think they're twice baked potatoes. But then the potatoes au gratin, the Brussels sprouts. I mean, they have it all. And
I think the potatoes au gratin are the best I've ever had anywhere.
Really?
Yep.
that is incredible.
And I've had potatoes au gratin from like fancy restaurants.
And a
I didn't-
good potatoes
I've
au
never heard
gratin
those
is maybe
words.
like the. Wait, do you know what potatoes au gratin?
Like
is?
you read it, but I've never ordered it just because it's like I have no idea how to say that.
It's just like baked with cheese
Yeah,
and
with just tons of cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the best foods you could ever like create in your head.
yeah, just
And then if it's really good too,
have you ever seen that dish that they have in France where they like heat up the cheese wheel and then like take a thing and just
Yeah.
slide the cheese onto the
Yeah.
potatoes?
and it's just
Wow.
melted
Yes.
already.
Oh, that
my
looks so
gosh.
amazing.
It does look amazing. And Omaha Steaks are just amazing. And if you go to omahasteaks.com and use the code DNVR Broncos, they're going to give you $30 off your first order at Omaha Steaks. That's code DNVR Broncos. Father's Day, 13 days away. What a great gift to get Dad. I'm going to be going on there to order Omaha Steaks for my dad. And speaking of my dad, really quick, shout out to my dad. Happy birthday.
Oh.
It's his
Hey.
birthday today. Without him, I mean,
Stevens.
he's the reason why,
Yeah.
grew up a diehard Broncos fan and
I
was
gonna
able to
say,
do
like,
this.
alive.
Well, also very much alive. He's the reason I'm alive.
I'm asking this because I've been noticing a pattern lately. Did your dad also like teach you to be a Nuggets fan?
I don't know. I wouldn't say taught. I would just say like I was raised that way. So yes.
So, but like,
Yeah, I
he
guess
had the
yes,
game
yes,
on.
yes. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Yep.
A lot of people in our generation like discovered the Nuggets on their own.
Really?
Yeah, because like
Huh.
I don't know. Well, the Nuggets were bad in the '90s. So it's their worst
Weird.
decade ever.
It's true.
So I think that like people were just off it,
Yeah.
and like Eric was the same way. I'm that way.
Yeah.
Like my grandpa taught me everything that I know about sports except basketball. He was just like not into the Nuggets at all.
Interesting. Yeah, my
Weird.
dad was really into Rockies, Nuggets, and Broncos. I guess still is.
What a legend.
And to be fair, though, my first real memories are when Carmelo got here. So
Okay.
I'm sure it really
Yeah.
amped up then. Maybe that's just because I was young too. But anyways, use the code DNVR Broncos over at Omaha Steaks. You got to get these steaks for yourself or for your dad, and you get $30 off.
Let's go. Also,
Also-
shout out to our
Real quick.
friends.
Au gratin, that means by grating in French. Potatoes by grating.
So
But when it's a French phrase, just translate it to English when we're in America.
Why would that would
because-
sound dumb?
No, well you can tweak it a bit. You could just say grated potatoes or something. But like then I know what it is. Like you go to the restaurant, you have no idea what they're even saying.
But-
just put the
Doesn't
words
sound
in
as
English.
cool.
But
But I don't
also-
care how it sounds. I care how it tastes.
also
But everyone else knows what it is
on the
except
menu,
you.
if it were to say grated potatoes, I would not think it'd have cheese on it.
I know.
yeah, but like if everybody had been saying like ooh grated potatoes for the last like for your entire life and it meant that instead of
Yeah.
saying au gratin.
So here's where I think you could have a case if you wanted to take it this way, or you do the opposite. Why isn't potatoes the French word of potatoes?
Right.
Why
Yeah.
is it one American, one French? That doesn't really make sense.
It's
No.
just that's like the style of cooking.
No, I agree.
But,
I have no issue with it.
I do. Just if it's just put it in English.
Patates.
Yeah, I was just curious. What potatoes is potatoes in French? It's not. But yeah, like if you're in America, just put on the menu
No.
the English way to say
You
it.
wouldn't. It's not like they have it at like Red Robin.
Well, but it's
Like
not
you
just
go to
au
like
gratin.
a nice. It's probably at a French restaurant.
Well, I feel like
Right.
the Italians are the worst at this, where everything is just like in Italian. You have no idea what it is. Again, I don't know the words, obviously.
You
But
have a smartphone. Just Google it.
Very true.
yeah, but it's just such a hat. I just want to order food. I
Aren't
don't
there
want to.
apps now that you like put your phone over it and it reads it and translates it for you? I think.
probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
I
Allie's
believe it.
allergic to cheese, so she'll just be like Googling like whenever we're at a fancy restaurant, like every word that's in the description. Being
Yeah.
like, is this cheese? Is this cheese? Is this cheese?
Like if you're so fancy, I know you know how to translate words for me. Don't make me do the work.
No,
No,
but that's the thing of being
it
fancy
sounds-
is
it
you
sounds
have
better.
to translate yourself. It makes it
Darn I
fancier.
can't understand it, so I won't eat it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I don't want to go somewhere just to sound. I'm not.
That's why he had
I don't say
Cheetos
other
all
languages.
weekend.
Yep.
He knows what that
I
is.
have a choice.
Get some culture.
Speak English, please. Sometimes.
So when you eat a queso fundido,
Though
He's
I don't
never
think
had
so.
that because
yeah.
he doesn't know what
Yeah.
it is.
Oh wait, you say queso fundido?
yeah.
Okay, so actually, yes, we
Oh.
did order it once because we thought it was just queso.
Yep.
And just kind of ignored the rest of it. Was not good.
What is fundido?
It's so good. It's essentially like a skillet full of cheese.
Oh yeah. Of course. Wait, how is that not good?
It was Lexi's and she hated it. I think she was just expecting queso. Plus,
Now
it was
he's
like
blaming
Uber Eats, so
Lexi
maybe.
on it.
Well, no, I
and you
didn't.
get to the bottom and it's the charred cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Huh.
goodness.
Yeah, she didn't get to the bottom. That's for sure.
One day we're gonna get to the bottom of you not understanding cultured foods.
I'm gonna go get a bag of lettuce from King Supers. I'm gonna eat that.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you travel?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
travel.
He just goes
Me.
to Montana.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't travel. First of all,
Interesting.
Oh man,
I just eat.
it's tough.
Oh, you
Um,
mean like out of the country? Hell no. I was like, yeah. You
He
go,
goes to London where it's
Yeah.
We
you
went
know
there.
no translating there.
I honestly I think I'm more likely to order something on a menu that's not in English
really.
Just because of the cuisine.
because it's just like, oh, this is probably gonna be good.
I don't know.
true.
I just don't like saying like. I feel like a douche when I say things in a different language. That's just to put it as simply as I can. You know, if it's like all French and it's like that's just not me. I just
All
don't
right,
do that.
All right. But we've Americanized the shit out of the pronunciation already.
We really have.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked that you just say au gratin. Like, what the hell is that? Just yeah, translate it.
Anyways, shout out to our friends over at Volo. I got a notey this morning that was like, let
notey?
your teammates know you'll be there for the game this week. And I was like, what are we doing now?
Damn.
Turns out we're doing cup in hand kickball.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Which is gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Down here at City Park. Cannot wait. I don't think I've ever done cup in hand kickball. I've done kickball, but cup in hand kickball, that's gonna be fun.
Can't you, aren't you supposed to not spill?
I don't know. I'm excited
Rule
to learn
against
the
that?
rules.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, are you still allowed to throw the ball at people? Because I would be aiming for their cup.
Oh, that would be smart. That would be very smart.
I mean, wouldn't it be the same effect as if you hit them, though?
It would be. But wait, don't you not
Yeah,
want
but then
them
they
to...
splash their beer all
Oh,
over
okay.
themselves.
But don't
just
you
for the
not
effect.
want that to happen because you want them to drink it and then get a little incoherent and then they're not
Maybe.
as good at the game?
Or they're just sad because they have beer all over them.
That's true. That would be funny.
That-
The
yeah.
funny aspect would definitely be
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Anyways, you can sign up for things like cup in hand kickball, flip cup leagues, cornhole leagues, bowling leagues, softball leagues, ping pong leagues. They've got it all over at Volo, and it's a great way to meet new people. Great way to, kind of explore the city and make new friends. We've made actually plenty of new friends just in the couple leagues that we've been doing here at DNVR. So can't wait for it. Check out Volo, sign up for the Volo Pass, and use the code DNVR when you do so.
All right. Power rankings?
Also, quick shout out.
Yeah, it's sick.
Eamon said, let me get one of those hats. Pins and aces, baby.
Pins and aces.
Go over and use code DNVR.
It's very, very sleek.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, let's jump into power rankings. Henry, don't lead us off here. We will put Patrick Mahomes number 1, and I don't think
you.
there's going to be any pushback. But number 2, I would go Joe Burrow
I would too.
here.
I think it's Burrow, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Isn't
I thought
that-
there'd be a little conversation.
Wait. Are we doing it based on, right now or what we think is going to happen this year?
That's a good question. How should we approach this? Power rankings week 1, who you want for week 1, or who you want for an entire season?
It
we
needs
go,
to be the whole season.
I think we go season, yeah.
Because you have
I
to
completely
take
agree. Yeah.
playoff Joe into
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I agree. So who you'd want for the
Playoff
entire
Joe. I heard that.
2023 season?
Okay, cool.
Alright.
He's doing the headband Joe now.
I guess, yeah.
They're trying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe Burrow number 2. You hear? Can we get these rankings pulled up if possible, please? Okay. He's still making the graphic. Doesn't
gonna
work
be-
as quick as I
We're
thought.
going to be done.
Okay, now to me, it's Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts here at 3.
And didn't they have Hurts at 9 on PFF or something stupid?
Yeah,
So it's
That's
definitely
that's
Josh
too
Allen.
low.
It's definitely Josh Allen.
I go Josh
they
Allen.
had Jalen Hurts 7. Okay, so Josh
Just-
Allen
So many RPOs for Jalen, which doesn't mean he's not a great quarterback. But when
But
we're
that's
talking
part of
about,
that's part of the game.
definitely,
It's not just
Oh,
passing.
Absolutely. But
And the
if you're
QB
just saying
sneaks.
who do you want? He isn't quite as scheme versatile. And when you're splitting hairs, that's why it's an easy Josh Allen for me.
Okay, yeah, totally fine. Are we going Jalen Hurts now, or are we diving into some other guys? PFF had Justin Herbert 4,
No.
Aaron Rodgers 5, Lamar Jackson. So I mean, Jalen Hurts is absolutely in this conversation
Yeah.
to me.
I think
So number 4.
to me, I'm down to Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts for this spot.
Ooh, I can't go Lamar here. So
But
I would go
The only concern is injuries, though,
for
for Lamar. And if I'm throwing the injuries out, he's easily up there. Somebody even posted his.
But remember, this is who you would want for the whole season.
entire season. So I do think you factor that in.
Health, yeah.
Yeah, just what you think.
I still go Lamar. I
Lamar's
go Lamar
not
here.
Lamar's not top 5 for me. So
I
I
mean-
would go Jalen if it's down to those two.
He just his passes so much better than Jalen does. And I think he runs better too. If you look at the numbers,
I don't think-
somebody was posting his fourth quarter passing stats, he's best in the league. I think second ever in terms of down by a score in the last 5 minutes of a game.
What did he do last year with that though? Because that might be a
true.
little too much of you're ranking him in terms of his career sample size,
True.
not where he's at right now.
To me, I know Jalen had that little shoulder thing at the end of last season, but the injuries don't scare me as much. So for the full season, I'm going to take Jalen right now.
So are we going
So,
Jalen?
Yeah, we both went Jalen, so that
Yep.
settles it.
I have to make a case. This sickens me. I have to make a case right now for Aaron Rodgers at 5.
Oh
Okay.
my
That's
god. Yeah.
Because the back-to-back MVP had a down year last year, and I think we talked about this last week. I think he's a very grudgeful guy, vengeful guy. He's going to be on one this year, and the back-to-back MVP just 2 years ago, vengeful. Yeah, I think he's going to be really freaking good.
Done with your case?
Yep.
Lamar?
Yeah.
Lamar.
Oh, I think that's too high for Lamar, but it's what we're doing. Lamar Jackson at 5, you hear? Number 6, do you want to make a case for someone else other than Aaron?
Can you send me the link to this list?
Yeah.
So now we're at like Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert,
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
And then Dak maybe is next up.
Okay.
To me, I'm going
You're going Rodgers.
Rodgers and Herbert here, and it's pretty damn clear to me.
Yeah, I think I go Herbert, which is crazy.
And that's fine. I think it's like those two are right next to each other.
I'll go Rodgers.
Yeah, of course you will. Do we want to go Herbert 7? I mean, that's where I would
That'd be
go,
my
and is that
pick,
what
yeah.
you said? So it
So
doesn't
now
matter.
it's
Herbert's
like-
7.
People who haven't really accomplished much in the league list. Herbert, Lawrence, Dak.
In Herbert 7. And
I would take Dak.
We took Herbert.
we already took Herbert.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I just wanted my take out there.
You would take Dak
Yeah.
Yeah.
over Justin Herbert?
He's
You've got to be kidding me.
He also puts up the video game numbers.
Not even close to Herbert, though.
Yes.
I don't
Definitely
think so.
close.
I don't think so.
I think he outpassed him the last time he was healthy for a full season.
But again, like, what is this? 238 per game last year, so 2,812 games.
Well, he had a bad season last
he
year.
did. But again, I mean, Herbert just feels a lot safer to me.
Yeah. But anyways,
He
Herbert's
did have
there.
that 4,900 yards.
I'm not even going Dak here. I'm going after Justin Herbert. I'm going Trevor Lawrence.
I go Lawrence
at
also.
8.
I'm fine with Lawrence there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I would have put Lawrence in front of Herbert as well.
I think that you have way more of a case than Dak there.
I think you're really underrating Dak.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, literally the last time he was healthy, he threw for 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions.
When was
Yeah.
that?
2021.
What are his other years outside of that?
He also threw for 4,900 yards in 2019, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Okay.
Injured the next year. And then before that, it was like mid-30s for his first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think he's around the top 10. Like,
yeah. That's
That's
like,
what I think.
But he also has-
he's no different than Kirk Cousins. In fact, Kirk Cousins probably
Yeah.
has even more
I
Star
would
Wars
take
numbers
Cousins,
than him.
yeah.
He's done more in the playoffs.
I would take
By a
Kirk
little.
Cousins. He's won 1 playoff game,
I think 3.
which I guess would be more than he's won 3 playoff games.
Yeah.
Never gotten out of the first round though. Never
No,
got
he
out of
has.
wild card.
He has not made it to the conference championship.
Yeah, I mean he and Kirk Cousins just a toss up.
yeah. And that's where, just looking like last year, Justin Herbert had 4,700 yards. The year before, when Dak put 4,400, Justin Herbert had 5,000. Like, there's just a gap there to me.
With a lot more interceptions.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
Dak lead the league in interceptions last year? I thought he had 15.
He did lead the
15
league.
in how many games?
The
12?
year that he was
12.
just talking about when Justin Herbert had 5,000, he also had 15
Yep.
interceptions.
Yeah, but Dak had 15 in 12 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
That's
Like I said, he had a down
basically
year last
20.
year.
Yeah. But we're going off of, where they're at right now. Okay, so we've settled that at 8. I believe I said Trevor Lawrence, and you agreed with that.
Yeah.
You guys all agreed with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 Trevor Lawrence. Now Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa.
I would definitely go Dak over Cousins.
I would go Kirk
I'd go Kirk also.
for a year.
Why am I even here?
Just
take the day off.
You guys had your
Every
vote
time
that
you
I was
guys are doing
wrong.
power rankings, I'm
Wow,
taking the
No,
day
that
off.
was me last time. That was me last
doesn't-
time. You guys were all on the same page last time. It's just how it works.
Wow, we've established
We need to make such a better system.
We've
This system is
established
so
for
dumb.
weeks that we're doing 2 against 1
Yes,
here, and
you
now
vote
when it
for the
doesn't go
spot.
your way, you don't like it.
No, I have always been against this system.
What do you mean?
I've always said rank it and then award points for where their ranking are.
But then we have to
That's-
come with our.
That's
we can't talk
homework.
it through.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't ask you to do homework, Ryan.
I would do it. I would do it.
I wouldn't.
Number 9 is Kirk Cousins.
How can you take Kirk Cousins? He's literally
Henry.
never done
His numbers are
anything.
so much better, and Dak
Henry,
is also
let's have
30. Like we've
Dak-
seen Dak's
Let's have
best.
Dak fall as far as possible.
I'm just gonna let you.
I'm kidding.
You
we're
guys
not,
got it.
We're not
going
gonna do
Wow.
that.
You guys got it from here.
Tell us Kirk Cousins numbers.
I've got to load him up.
Actually, it's okay. We don't need to because this is all about finding out where Russell Wilson is. I can go Dak here. I can go Dak at 10.
Cool.
I guess.
You guys voted. Yep.
Yep. There we go. That's how the system works. It's DAK. Yep, you got it.
I would go Tua next.
I think I'd go
I like-
Goff.
I like Tua here.
Cool.
I like Tua and then Goff.
Okay.
Man, that's wild.
I'd have Tua quite
I
a bit
would
lower.
not go Goff anytime soon.
Really?
Yep.
Would you go Stafford above Goff?
Stafford, Carr, Jimmy G,
Really?
Daniel Jones.
Okay, no. You're right. I would go Tua at 11, which you also agreed, right?
Yes.
So Tua at 11. Then 12, I would go Derek Carr.
Okay.
What's so funny is when we talked about Carr, like all the time when he was with the Raiders, we'd always say like, yeah, he's like a top 12 quarterback. And where does he rank right now? Number 12.
Yep.
It's just like the perfect Derek Carr spot.
It's a perfect spot for him.
Again, Goff put up
That's-
4,400 yards for the Lions last year.
That's why I'm going Goff
Yeah,
right here,
okay.
especially
Solid effort. Yeah.
especially over Stafford because Stafford might be a
Maybe
broken
I'm just
human,
seeing.
Yeah.
like
It-
physically.
I'm staying away from Stafford.
So I would.
No, that's not right. There's
Are
no
you going
V
Goff
at
at
the
12?
end of his name.
Yeah.
You're going Goff.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going Jared Goff at number 12. Or
You-
no, Derek Carr, then Jared Goff. And
You have Goff over Matthew Stafford.
yeah, because Matthew Stafford's a
Easily.
broken person.
Goff went crazy last year. Like
Yeah.
that, he carried
One
that
good
Detroit.
year ever.
Yeah, but
No,
I
what did
mean,
he do the year before?
I
Didn't he have a
actually
good year?
don't know.
I think he
we
had a
can figure
good
it out.
year. Not a great year, but a good year the year before.
Yeah, but I mean, you
Um,
have that with the Lions, who've never been good. Like, if that defense
Yeah.
was any good, they would have been a sick team.
What is wild is, I mean, the trade worked out because the Rams got a Super
Yep.
Bowl, but just how it looks now is crazy.
The year before, Jared Goff had 3,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Yeah, that's a good year.
It's fine.
That's good, not great.
That's not good.
I would take that from Russell Wilson this year.
The Broncos are going 7-10.
19-8.
Yes.
I
19
don't know.
touchdowns means your offense was ass.
They just didn't ask him to do much that year, and then they trusted him more this past year. What were his stats last year? You said
4,200.
42 and what?
I just have the advanced stats up, and my computer's slow.
Okay.
I'm seeing 4,400.
Even better.
29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Great year.
29-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great year. Okay.
He's done that one other time in his career, the first year with McVay.
Yeah, but we're going off of where they're
Yeah.
at now, and I think we
I
might
wouldn't.
be entering.
For what it's worth, I wouldn't have had Stafford next. I was just going to list off people that I wouldn't have in front of Jared Goff, or I would have in front of Jared Goff, which
Okay.
is Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr, which we did.
Yep.
Daniel Jones,
Yeah.
I mean, you go off with Daniel
Jimmy
Jones.
Garoppolo.
Oh wow. Okay, so we
man.
might be entering the Russell Wilson conversation right now. First, I gotta tell you about our friends over at FOCO. You look at the set, you can pretty much find it over at FOCO. They've got everything from apparel to hats to helmets to bobbleheads to banners. Pretty much anything we've got on the set you can find over at FOCO, whether it's for the Broncos, Nuggets, Rockies, Avalanche, anything. Check them out at FOCO. Use that promo code DNVR to get 10% off your order. The perfect place to go for a gift. I checked out FOCO for my dad's birthday, got him some sweet stuff. Use a pro DNVR, you get 10% off, and you don't even have to tell the person they got 10% off. So check them out over at FOCO and smash that code DNVR.
Would anyone care if you got a discount on their present? Like I think I would prefer if someone got a discount.
Be
on
like,
my
oh, you're
present.
smart.
Yeah.
Some people would. I agree. I wouldn't. I'd be
tough.
like, we're working smarter, not harder. Some people would. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Like, if you find me something sick at the clearance rack at Goodwill, I would not care.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people that would.
I'm sure.
Remember after game one, were you there for that? When the guy at Pete's was trying to buy my hat from me?
I was
one?
there, but I wasn't with you.
This
yeah.
hat?
Yeah, this hat actually. Yeah, this hat, which is a hat that Lexi got me for my birthday. The guy offered $100.
Whoa.
So it's a weird like, and then was
How
willing
did
to
you
offer
not
more.
take that?
She gave me a look. I looked at her. She said that was a gift, and I was like,
Just get a new one and
"That's
I'll
what I
split
thought
the profit
too.
with
That's
you.
what I thought too." But
That's
yeah.
really smart though, Hank. If you got the look,
Yeah.
and she said it was a gift, what amount would it had to be for you to be like,
Wait, had you been
sorry,
wearing-
girlfriend?
The big thing for me would have been like, is that hat lucky?
I don't know. I
Did you
wear
wear
it
it
like
last night?
2-3 times a week, so it's tough to track good days and bad days.
So it's a lifestyle hat.
Yeah, it's a good hat for sure. I get what he was going for.
That's a great
Yeah.
hat.
I don't know.
And Michelin. Nice.
I like that it's kind of like broken in.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good
nice.
hat.
It's a great hat.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Eric has this hat.
Do you
We matched
think?
some yeah.
Do you think if you bought someone a beer and
Mm-hmm.
you delivered it to their table, good beer, the Fun Slinger, and they found out it was $4 and a deal, that they'd be upset about that?
No.
Yeah, well then you can do that here at the DNVR Bar with Breckenridge Brewery. We don't just have $4 Fun Slingers. We've got happy hours, special happy hours on game days, and Breck Brew flowing at the DNVR Bar. And if you want to get in on some Breck Brew, come to the DNVR Bar or go to breckbrew.com. Whether you're in Denver, whether you're in Colorado, whether you're in the continental 48 states, you can get Breck beer anywhere. So check them out, breckbrew.com, the beer locator on the top of their website. You can click on that and not just find out where Breck beer is, but find out where specific Breck brews are. So check them out, the official beer of DNVR. We love Breck Brew. So will you. Okay, where are we? 14, we just put Jared Goff down?
Yep, erroneously.
Erroneously.
Wow.
So
I would have had him right there with Tua. They're the same guy.
And we put Tua.
It's not. They're the same guy.
So where are we going now? Henry, is this where you'd start the Russell Wilson conversation?
Yeah, Russ is in there. Yeah, I mean, it gets gross. Like, honestly, Geno Smith is probably my pick here.
I just cannot. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
It just sickens me.
I think it might be Geno.
I mean, it starts to get pretty muddy here.
It does. It
Yeah.
really does.
I would probably go. Let me just make sure I don't overlook
Would
anyone.
I really want Geno over Russ this year, though? You know, it's like it's tough to commit to.
Oh, it's definitely tough to, and that's why we're in muddy waters.
Yeah.
It's not like there's not.
I
a
would go DJ here.
Daniel Jones. I've got a name to throw out that we haven't mentioned yet that Henry's going to hate. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Who?
Justin Fields.
the guy who
Yeah.
misses more passes
Yeah.
than anybody else in the
Justin
league.
Fields. But again, this isn't quarterback power rankings based off throwing the ball. This is just quarterback
Yeah.
power rankings, and this isn't for the next 10 years. This is this year. Justin Fields is a dynamic of a runner as maybe any player in the league, not just quarterback. I think he's right around here. Now, I think you can make a case for Daniel Jones. But you can make cases for other people, but I think Justin Fields needs to be in the conversation.
Okay.
And I'll just make my
The
case.
second Justin Fields enters the conversation, I believe Russell Wilson enters the conversation. And then it just comes down to a matter of preference. Are you gambling on the upside or are you gambling on the return to form?
Yeah.
But I don't think either of them are here yet.
Okay, so who you putting?
I'm putting Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Who are you putting? You going with Daniel?
I could get behind it. I probably. Yeah, Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Ugh, that
Doesn't
feels
matter what I
gross.
think. Daniel Jones, yeah. And that's why I think from really honestly 13 or even 11 to 20s.
I think I
I
should
might
put
have-
up Jimmy G there.
You want to go Jimmy G?
You really want him more
Now?
than Russ this season?
I want him, yeah. I
Really?
want him more
Oh.
than Daniel Jones and Jared Goff too, I think.
Man,
But-
the tough thing about Jimmy G is just the injuries. You can
yeah,
count on him being hurt.
Well, and he's hurt right now, which who knows what that means for
The
everything.
Raiders could move on
Yeah.
from him right now at no cost.
No, this is fine. I think this is fine.
He did.
Um,
I didn't realize he got close to 4,000 in 2019. I don't know. Just the gap between him and some of these like other pocket passes just feels so big. I guess, but Goff's already up there.
Man, last
Kirk's
year, pretty good
right
year
there.
too. 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
You want him over Brock Purdy?
That's what's so crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what the Brock Purdy
I just-
thing is.
I think I go.
Brock Purdy.
I go Russ here. You know what, Dan? I go Russ here.
Okay,
I just have to do it. Like, because I think right behind him I go Geno, and I'd rather have Russ than Geno. So
After
there we
last
go.
year, I think I have to put Geno ahead of Russ.
That's fair.
Especially because Russ is going to get the Sean Payton boost But we saw what the Pete Carroll boost is for Geno Smith. He was a top 7 I'm just guessing that off stats. Top 7 quarterback last year?
On here, PFF says he was ranking in the top 5 for most of the season.
In the top 5 for most of the season. I think Geno's got to go here.
Yeah, I'll go
The
Geno.
Magic did leave late,
Okay,
though.
Geno, number 15.
I'm still on Russ.
I mean, Russ is
It's gonna-
absolutely in the conversation now.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to...
Put him in.
are going to have to put Russ in there. It's not going to be me.
You're never
Really?
going to vote for him.
No, I will, but it's going to be a while.
So who else is in this conversation now? We have Deshaun Watson, which according to PFF is
So-
number 13.
I'll just say this. Deshaun Watson is below Russ for me.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm kind of with you there. And PFF kind of admitted Deshaun Watson at 13 is a little bit of hedging for them because he can be top 5. We saw him for years be like a top 5 quarterback, and then last year really dropped off. So that certainly is hedging for them. But we're going off of right now. And last year, he was, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 58% completion. I mean, he was worse than Russell Wilson with a better surrounding system and supporting cast.
Yep. I would go Jimmy G here.
I'd go Russ.
And I'd go Justin Fields.
All right, so now we have to vote between those two.
Or no, who's your 2 then?
I'm not touching. Fields isn't. No, it's other guy. Jimmy G.
Who did you say?
Russ.
You have Russ 1, Jimmy G 2. I would... If it's down to... it has to be between these 3 guys, right?
Yeah. So you have to.
I'll put Russ over Justin Fields.
Oh, so we're going
So Fields would be out because neither of us took him. So it's up to Zach to pick.
between who?
Jimmy G or Russ?
Shit. For this year, I'd go Russ.
Okay.
I would go Russ because of the 1, injuries, and 2, Josh McDaniels. So the coaching does get it. Does
You'll
get
look
a
better
boost
at the
here.
end of the year for picking this.
So let's round out
Russ
the top
actually,
20.
I'll say this. Russ actually ended up shaking out better once we actually ranked it than I imagined in my head before. I would have just had him next at 17.
You know what when we did the coaches last week, what I realized was there's so many good coaches in the NFL. Like you could go to, I think we went to 16 or something, and it was like you feel great about getting the 16th best head coach. Like Vrabel was 13. I think Mike McDaniel was 16 or something like that. It's like, damn, there's a lot of good coaches in this league. Here, it's pretty clear there's like 8 great quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah.
And then from 8 to 12, you're like really good quarterbacks or good quarterbacks even. And then after that, I think the next 10 spots are like just big coin flips. They could be really good. Russ could be really good. It could also be bad like we saw last year. And I think you can make the case for Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Tua, all being in that exact same conversation.
And I think in hindsight, I'd rather have Russ this year than Geno. I'd rather have him than Daniel Jones. I'd rather have him than Carr. Again, like Tua is right there too. Especially if you factor in injuries, then all of a sudden, like
I think you've gotten far enough away from the season to start forgetting about how bad it looked.
yeah.
I think so too.
But I mean, Geno Smith, like we
He
really
looked good
just
and
great
competent
last
in
year.
almost every game.
Yeah.
definitely. But we really think he's going to be better than Russell Wilson this year. Like that just I just can't get there.
Nothing has changed for Geno though, and that's
No.
also something to factor in. I am giving the Sean Payton bump, but there's also going to be things that change. It's not just going to be an incredible bump where there's no adjustment period. Exactly. Geno, it's all the same. And what we found out, unfortunately, last year, what I found out at least is Pete Carroll's a Hall of Fame coach, and I took a lot away from him before last year. I thought it was more Russ. What we found out was no, he's just a really good coach.
But we also saw that his best passing game in the last 4 weeks was 238 yards. So like he did ducktail there at the end.
Was that
and
one
I think,
of Russ's best games last year?
Yeah, but again, like I think the league probably figured out Geno Smith a little bit. Like I don't think he's gonna be as good this year as he was last year, and I think Russ will be better.
The big thing for me is just like, did this quarterback look proficient in completing passes at points last year?
Yeah. Yeah.
And at no point did Russ.
Yeah, I mean there were glimpses.
Yeah,
he was great.
That's
week
what I
one.
mean.
Yeah,
But like almost for week 1 was a complete game, and then I don't know if he had another one after that.
Right. And I don't care about passing yards when it comes to quarterbacks in terms of like the intermediate guys, like the average guys. I mean, the second to last game of the season, Geno had over 100 passer rating, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and guided his team to a 24-6 win
against the Jets.
23 assists.
183 yards. Like, he went there and did it, so you give him props. But that's, I mean, I think 25 guys.
You're trying to
could go
talk
do
about
that.
like a fall off. Yeah, that was the second to last game of the season.
The big
but
thing
then
for
look
me
at the
that I
others.
just can't get out of my head is all the bad plays from Russ. I mean, it was there was times where there was like 10, 12 bad plays in a row from him.
To
Yeah.
me, it's the wide open receivers when he was a pocket passer last year. It wasn't just 1 or 2. It was all the time just the wide open receivers. And I think that's something that Sean Payton's really going to help him with is you're not a pocket passer. We're going to put you on the move, and you can that's just where he's better at finding guys. But then also he just has the ability to run too after that. And that's just going to be so key because he's not a pocket passer.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like I was so high on Russ last season, and all of the things that I loved about him were absent.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I think we're going to find that again. What's so interesting in the comment section, we have a lot of people saying Russ is not in the top 20, and a lot of people saying you guys put Russ way too low. And that's this area, but also that's where Russell Wilson is right now.
Yep. It is. I mean, it's a huge coin flip,
Yeah.
in my opinion. There is a world where Sean Payton fixes him. Sean Payton's confidence in fixing him hasn't necessarily shown through, and that gives me a little bit of hesitation. But it's not a foregone conclusion, and there's also a chance he just gets back to the guy who won the most games of anyone through the first 10 years of his career.
Yeah, it's very true. And I mean, again, the past 2 weeks when we've talked to Sean Payton on a regular basis, he said that Russell Wilson has picked up the system well, and he's doing well. Last year when he was asked about Russ, it was just a very generic ball thrown in the air for him to hit a grand slam with it. And he said, Russ is doing well. Then went to talk about the transition period for all the guys, and then finished off with saying, Russ has done well. I mean, so he's given him a little bit of confidence, but like still not much.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why Sean is hesitant to put all of his eggs in the Russell Wilson basket. He doesn't want to be tied to that.
Exactly. And that's concerning to me.
Yeah. Would you guys take this right now? If Russell Wilson is the 16th best quarterback for this entire season, would you take it? Take it or leave it.
I would want to know what the 16th best quarterback did last year, stats-wise.
I think
Because if it's like over... There's no way it's going to be over 4,000 yards, right?
no.
Based off of what? What do we want to base it off of?
I mean, let's do this.
QBR?
QBR. Okay, I've got passer rating pulled up here, which
that's fine.
isn't the exact same. This is insane. I wanted to do it via team. You're never going to guess. A 91.3 passer rating as a team last year. Guess who it was?
Seahawks.
No.
Um,
Let me just say the Broncos were one spot ahead of this.
What? All right, get off of passer rating.
Okay. It was the Buffalo Bills, which
Wow, that is shocking.
blows my mind. And I'll just pull up the exact players.
Just get away from passer rating.
so 16th most yards was 3,100. 16th most touchdowns was 17. Interceptions are tough.
No.
Yeah.
So if you go by QBR, 16 was Jimmy G.
You were
It's a
going
no.
to make
It's
a
a hard
case
no.
right there.
Yeah.
In terms of passing yards last year, team-wise, the Atlanta Falcons.
Good God.
These stats are so crazy. New Orleans Saints, very last in passing yards. The first year without Sean Payton.
Where were the Broncos in passing yards?
The Broncos were 19th.
Just because we're about to talk about Justin Fields, where were the Bears?
Oh, probably second to last. We might. Oh,
Who do you
would
think
be,
was behind?
Well, I said the Saints were last.
Oh, that's right.
The Bears were third to last.
Okay.
The Giants were second.
Interesting.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
All right, we got like 10 minutes, so we got to finish off this.
Okay.
Are we finishing off the rankings, or are we just ending at
Do you
16?
want to? It doesn't matter.
Might as well.
I'm fine. Okay, I was fine with just ending at 16.
I don't care.
Okay, we'll end at 16.
That's the top half of the league.
There we go.
Right.
Russ sneaks
I
in.
was kind of excited to slander Justin Fields again, but it is what it is.
You want to finish up?
No.
We got 4. We can do it in a
He's
minute.
almost a career 80 passer rating.
We're
you know?
good.
We're good. Okay, there we go. Okay, shall we get to any comments? Or did you... Oh, come on. Only that many likes right now?
Wow.
What are we doing? If you don't mind, hit us with a
Probably because
thumbs up.
we're low on Russ.
Really helps. We're higher than some. We're higher than PFF.
We got the dislike
Yeah.
when Zac started talking about Aaron Rodgers again.
Oh, God.
Wow.
So,
I think Russ might be better
people
than Aaron
don't-
Rodgers.
Do people dislike Aaron Rodgers here?
He's just washed.
Yeah.
Like more than the rest of the country?
Yeah.
Because, I guess that's
Oh,
fair. Yeah.
I put in a dislike actually when Zach was talking about loving the refs.
Yeah, that's probably when we got the dislike. I don't love the. Can't,
I'm gonna
just
get you
can't
a
talk about-
referee uniform for
Just-
your birthday.
Just can't talk about him. Okay, so
Ooh.
hit us with a like. We'd really appreciate it.
At some point, we should do a quarterback draft. We'll find a way to like figure out how. It's like
Okay.
you get however much for yards, touchdowns, and stuff. You know, we can circle back at the end of the year and see who got
for
the
like
best.
fantasy perspective.
Ooh, fantasy points might be no, because then it's too much rushing. But I mean, we could argue about how much rushing's worth.
Right.
Maybe it's
Sure.
just total yards. You know.
All right, so we're straight to the comments.
Yeah, straight to the comments.
Boom. What a weird thing. We have a super chat here from Taryn who says, I'm trying to make it to my first game in Denver. I'm from Washington, surrounded by Hawks fans.
Oof.
Where are decent seats that aren't going to break my bank? 200 level, south stands. Lock it in.
And if you can get to the lower of the top part, it's the best view of the game by far. Like
In the
it's,
middle?
Middle's nice. Even the corners aren't bad, but they only have that one end. That one end is pretty rough.
Wait, which end?
Well, because it's like the
Like
horseshoe,
the non-horseshoe side?
the one where there's
Closed
seats.
side.
The seat side, yeah.
Well, there's seats on both sides.
Well, no, that's lower level though. Like
So
I'm
the-
talking the 500s.
I'm talking 200 level
Yeah, those are good.
in the horseshoe.
But even then, like it's tough to see the other side sometimes. I don't know.
Maybe I'm in the minority. I think any seat
Yeah.
inside of the Broncos stadium's awesome.
If you get like way up at the top of
Top
the
on the
500
end.
level
Is it
is tough.
Okay.
Top on the
Okay.
end,
Okay.
or top anywhere, but then just the end in general. 500 is
Okay.
real rough.
Yeah.
No
No bad seats in Folsom Field though.
What makes Broncos games is just if they're good and the energy's there.
Oh yeah.
Because even great seats these past couple of years has just been such a disappointment from what bad seats in a good year would be like. Because
True.
it's the atmosphere that makes the Broncos games.
I will say, going to that
Yep.
Sunday night football game with Hank's dad, we had good seats, and
Yeah.
that game was fun, and there was still hope.
Which one was it?
Niners.
Oh, this past year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, prime time.
Yeah, prime time. Hope was alive. They were 2-1.
Yeah, man, the good times. Okay, so I pulled up stats really quick. The 16th best quarterback in completion percentage last year was Ryan Tannehill. 65% though. So Ryan Tannehill, not great. 65% though, pretty good. Yards was Davis Mills.
Yeah.
Davis Mills at 3,100. Touchdowns, passing touchdowns, was Justin Fields at 17. Did you hear that? Justin Fields passing.
Yeah, 'cause other guys
touchdowns,
got
Henry.
hurt.
And
sucks.
then passer rating, like you hear said, was Dak Prescott, and then QBR was Jimmy Garoppolo. So kind of a
Nice.
mix of all of those. We do have a question coming in on the website from our friend The Count. He says, bigger no-show potential, Sutton or Vanilla Porter Jr.? Jeez.
Wow. That's
Oh,
Sutton.
Sutton by a lot.
He has a bigger no-show potential?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
MPJ has really showed up this year, just not this series so far.
He's just not
good.
shooting well.
Yeah, the
and-
defense in the first game was sick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad game yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like he's gotten to the point now where even if he's not shooting well, he'll still like rebound
Exactly.
and like, do some other stuff where Cortland just disappears entirely.
Maybe he starts blocking again.
I mean, you're right. There is.
Did not.
You're right
do
though.
that.
It's not even close. What's a time in your
You know,
life?
really quick. Do you know it's the first time the Nuggets have lost in 27 days?
Yeah.
27.
Yeah.
Because the last loss to the Suns was that long
Yes,
ago.
it was a month ago.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, if-
crazy.
Yeah, I mean you have like
Yeah.
the break after the Suns.
Yeah. You don't
Basically
lose to the Lakers.
2 week Laker series, a little less, and then 9 days off.
Plus then a win.
And then a win.
And then 3 days off.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
wild. And that's why I'm not really worried about the Nuggets.
Yep,
At all.
me either.
Especially, I mean, KCP, that was just such an unhinged
Uncharacteristic,
game.
yeah.
Like those two fouls
Take away
were
one
so
of the
bad.
fouls on threes.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
also kind of crazy that MPJ has a 5-year, $180 million contract.
it is.
NBA money is just ridiculous compared to the NFL.
And you know what's crazy to that is I think Anthony Davis has an option to get 3 years, $170 million. So MPJ's contract is nuts.
Yeah.
It's almost the same contract for 2 less years for Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Well,
It's nuts.
It's max
Yeah.
contract.
Yep.
And the big thing that people forget or don't understand is like, what better player could the Nuggets get with that money?
Oh, they couldn't use it if they didn't give it to him.
Exactly.
Right.
But even if they were to free up all that cap space, like there's not MPJ level players just floating
He's
around
sick.
on the open market.
That's why you give it to him when they gave him that contract, he had done like nothing to earn that.
Yeah.
In terms of earning that.
Yep.
It's just like, oh, you're talented? Well,
Keeping you around.
yeah, I guess we're going to keep you around. Speaking of insane contracts, do you guys know who Karim Benzema is?
Kareem Benzema.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you. Have you heard of him?
I've read it. I haven't heard it.
So you know about it? You know the contract
Not the contract,
he got?
no.
Do you know the contract he just got?
the name.
So he signed with a Saudi club, and they're trying to go all in, the Saudi clubs.
Well, they're just trying to sports wash, but
3-year contract. 3 years.
uh-huh.
Guess the value of this contract. Remember, I just said Anthony Davis is up for a 3-year, $170 million deal.
I'm gonna say 3 years, $300 million.
Okay.
I'll take the under. Is that allowed?
Give
me 280.
Why don't you take the double plus? $643 million.
This is sick.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
sick.
It's just messed up. They just print money,
Yes.
and they're just trying to use it to steal the sports away.
It's $214 million a year.
He's not even that good.
Ballon d'Or winner, leader of Real Madrid.
You
Win.
can't be
Last year-
$214 million
dude,
good.
He's not Messi.
How old is
He's
he?
not Ronaldo. He's like 33, I think. He's not Ronaldo. He's not Messi. But dude is elite. He's
Okay,
like,
but that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
he's not Ronaldo. He's
Right,
not Messi,
right.
and he's making more than both of them.
That's
I mean,
like
Ronaldo and Messi for like years were the only players making $100 million a year. Like,
Yeah.
and that's just in their contract. Like, so I mean, it's about time the like contracts are gonna start going up and up and up.
It'd be nice if
Did he
Saudi
do-
Arabia was like, you could get behind them, you know?
right. Well, yes, of
Like
course.
that would be pretty cool. If that could be like a sick vacation destination. We could they could have some awesome sports, but instead you're just like, Saudi Arabia's who's doing this.
But see,
Like,
that's the reason they have to pay all that money.
Definitely.
In order to get them.
And
If it
'cause
was a
nobody's
sick
watching
place that
anyway.
everyone can get behind, then
yeah,
they wouldn't have to
Even
pay
like
as much.
the Live Tour has like some redeeming qualities, but it's like no.
yeah.
This scares me just a tiny fraction that at some point they're going to go after football and offer Patrick Mahomes $500 million
That would
a
be
year.
sick.
Well, do it to Pat Surtain too. Offer him, for a corner, $150 million a year.
The
Yeah.
NFL should be safe, just because it's not a
I would
world
think
game.
so. That's
yeah.
just a slimmer though.
Just
Yeah,
for
but that's where
and just for reference, Ronaldo plays in Saudi Arabia too. He makes $213 million a year.
Wow.
Oh, so he
Had to
topped
be
him by
highest
like
paid.
$500,000.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
That's why if that
Damn.
wanted to be the soccer
But Messi,
place
is
with,
Messi gonna go there too?
F1.
No,
Yeah.
Messi is gonna
But
go
F-
to Inter
yeah.
Miami and he's gonna get loaned back to Barcelona. That's already like the thing that's going on. So he's gonna play. He's gonna be owned by Miami, get loaned back for Barcelona for a year. But after that year, he's coming to Miami and playing in the MLS.
Owned by Miami, just like that referee.
Wow. Oh boy.
That was good. That
I wonder
was
how
good.
much
Bravo.
oil they have in Saudi Arabia. Like, is that going
A
to run
lot.
out?
Money?
I would imagine the oil.
Oh,
I mean, it has to like
Eventually, yeah.
yeah. That's.
I would imagine it's not close if they're still doing this.
Um,
I'll figure it out myself.
Was there a question that we answered or not?
what's a time in your life where you were there, but you were not really there, and those around you suffered? Love the count.
When I was there, but not really there, those around me suffered. Wow.
Yeah, this is wow. This is deep. The count.
Deep.
We're just. Guess we were talking about a deep subject, kind of.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, he wants to like make me open up a painful
Yeah.
part of my past.
I mean,
right now.
Thursday night after my 16th drink, I wasn't really there.
That is true.
And did those around you
Oh.
suffer?
Yeah, I would say.
Wow. Yeah. Mine would be similar, but I've got to pick one.
Yeah,
When
I'll go
was-
down a similar route. I like that.
I don't think anybody suffered last night.
Or too many drinks, and then the next day,
There's
those
no
around
way
you.
you got Thursday level lit last night.
Oh no! Oh, my parents are there. No, Thursday. But again, I don't think. I guess that guy who I was bartering with for 20 minutes. He probably
shirt?
suffered for the hat.
Oh, for the hat. Yeah.
He probably
I
suffered.
went
'cause
through all those
eventually I was just-
negotiations for nothing.
Well, and he was serious too. Like I was obviously having a good time.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Here's the money. You want it or not?" And I was just like, "I don't know."
I think for this argument, though, you were present with him. You maybe weren't as present with Lexi, and she suffered because you considered giving your hat away.
No.
But then it
shit,
did
no.
circle back because I was present, and
Only person who
Didn't do it.
suffered here was you because you didn't make the sale.
that's a shame.
All right, that is going to wrap it up for us today on the DNVR Broncos podcast. Appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow.